So in this video, I just want to talk about blending objects in Illustrator. So if I want to take two shapes and blend them, I can select the two objects and simply go to Object and then to go to Blend. And normally you're going to choose Make, but the first thing we want to do is we want to choose our blend options before we actually make that blend. So if I choose blend options, there's a few options that I have. One is smooth color, one is specified steps, and one is specified distance. So we'll go through all three. So the first one is called smooth color. So if I set that and choose OK, my blend options are set. And then I can go back to Object and Blend and Make. And then what it's going to do is it's actually going to take those objects and it's going to blend them. It's going to turn one shape into the other shape slowly and gradually as it goes. And it's also going to be changing the color. You see that this object was green, this one is kind of a purpley blue, and it's basically gone into a gradient and it's blended them. If I take that object and I was going to, just to show you to see what it looks like, is if I wanted to take and expand the appearance on that, the object and the fill, what you actually have, I'm going to go into my outline view so that you can see, is it's created just thousands and thousands or hundreds and hundreds of these little tiny shapes, each one as it goes along. And you can actually go in, and as long as you ungroup it, you can actually take each little shape and you can actually pull it out. Gives kind of a pretty neat a little effect. Okay, so that's actually blending with a smooth gradient. The next option that we actually have, if I was to take these two objects and go back into Object and into Blend and change the blend option to specified steps, then I can choose the number of steps that I want it to change. So if it has 8, what will happen is if I set it to 8 and click OK, when I go back and choose my blend options and I choose Make, what it's going to do is it's actually going to take and it's going to put 8 of those shapes in between. And what you can see here is that I actually have a border on each shape. Generally, when you're working with blends, you don't usually want to have a border or an outline on it, so you should probably take those off. But what you can see is it's actually taken between this shape and this shape. It's taken and put 8 shapes in between specific distance. They're all the same distance, and it's changed that shape as it went along. So that's actually specified steps. I'm just going to take the stroke off of these next two objects here. So I'm going to take the stroke off of this one and this one. I'm going to go back to this one right here. It actually has a gradient on it. I'm just going to change it to a green. So if I now, so that was a smooth option, so smooth blend, and this one is specified steps. The next option, I'm going to select these two, is to go with a specified distance. So I'm going to set my blend option to a specified distance. And then what we can do here is we can set the distance between every step along the way. So if I set this to, let's say, 10 pixels, then every 10 pixels it's going to create a new shape and start to blend the two shapes together. So if I click OK, then I go back to Object, and then I go to Blend, and now I make it, you're going to see that it's actually gone in, and every 10 pixels it's created a new shape. So the distance between this right here and this right here, if I'll just zoom in, so you can see right here and here is actually 10 pixels, and you'll see 10 pixel difference every single time. So you can do the same thing with two different lines. So I'm going to choose smooth blend option first. So I'm going to go Object, Blend, choose my blend option to go a smooth color, click OK. I'm just going to zoom in on this so you can see. And then I'm going to go Object and Blend, and now I'm going to Make. And you'll see that it's taken the two, and again, it's created those shapes in between. If I go here and I go to Object, Blend, I change my blend option to specified steps, and let's go with 10. It's going to take 10 lines and blend them together, so I click OK, go Object, and Blend, and Make, and now what it's done is it's taken and done 10 lines in between. And then the same thing goes when we go into pixels. So if I go Object, Blend, set the blend option to specified distance, and we'll just go with 10 pixel again, and click OK. Object, Blend, and Make, and what it's done. And it looks almost the same, it's just that this distance actually happens to be 10 pixels in between. So with this type of thing, you can create some pretty cool looking designs and so forth. And that is the blend tool.